We're going to work on how to extract our database information from our tenant space furniture plan now. So we have a drawing with some of the furniture in it, and we can then go through and extract that information. So we can set this layer Anno text as current. And so we'll go to our layers and we'll go up to our text layer. There we go. So I already have a layout created on this drawing. So in the layout wizard, what it wants us to do is to create another layout page. And so they go through a pretty tough way to do it. A lot of times I'll just go through and I'll right click on, well, let's just go and see if we can do it. So create layout wizard on insert menu. So we're going to type in layout wizard. And then let's go through and see if we can see them both. All right, and so we're going to name it furniture totals. I'm going to put a 2 on it because I might have one already. I'll say next. So for printer, I would select the printer that I would have. I like to use the PDF ones because they always work and I can always print it to some other printer. It saves me on what size the paper is.
Well, Joe, sometimes you want to keep it at none also. That way, if you're at a client's office and they have a different one than you currently want, it automatically can be set up that way.
I agree. I'm going to leave it though as PDF because then at least we can generate a print of it if we need to on the layout tab.
No problem.
And then it wants to know the paper size. Typically, I like to use 11 by 17. So let's see if we have a ANSI B size. See, I wonder why they do this 12 by 18. It just throws everything off.
We're giving a little extra for the outline border.
I'm going to use this one.
You get the 8.5 by 11 up on top if you want.
Let's do this one. Yeah, you're right. If I choose something that won't print on my printer, it could be more of a problem. So let's go with this ANSI, and we'll just go with an A size one. There it is, 8.5 by 11. And this will print it. Let's print it landscape. Small stuff, but there we go. Orientation is landscape. And actually, I'm a little worried that I set the paper size wrong because all these other ones were really huge, Al, and I'm afraid on my layout tab, it'll be way too small. So the paper size on this, it is 8.5 by 11. All right, okay. Next, landscape, next.
None.
None, okay, single.
Now, the price is single, or you can go multiple ones. You want to have a single one at this present time.
Okay, and the viewport scale is to be 1:1, like that. And then next.
Then you're going to select the object area and location. the corner to corner, kitty corner now. Should get it closer, but it's okay. You're not gonna have the full size now.
I'm pretty close. I mean, I'm on to the inside.
That's fine.
Do you want me to go back? And it doesn't let me go back.
That's fine.
Good enough.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. And now we're going to extract the data.
You can stretch it too if you want to. Click on it and stretch it.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
But I see where you're going with it. You want it within this dashed line around the outside edge is the printable area of the paper.
That is correct.
So we're going to go here. Now, do I need to be in the viewport?
Yes, but yeah, so keep going how it is. There you go. Now you can do what you want.
So we'll say data extraction, or DX. Are we recording this, Al? I forgot to check. Let's take a look. I think we are. Yeah, because it has pause recording. So we are recording. So we'll say DX for data extraction. And then we just go through this wizard. So we create a new data extraction file, a DXE file. And so we'll say, yes, do that.
You gotta say next.
And then we'll put that in, and see, this is why I was having trouble with that external reference, because it kept on looking for that directory. So everything is kind of linked together. So when you go through, I'm just going to put this in my straight up 134 directory rather than put it somewhere else. If you keep it in the same directory as the file is, it will work. And so we'll call this furniture totals. I like to put my name on it just so if I did it before, I can find it. And then what it's going to do is it's going to look for whatever drawings. And this is really cool because you can add drawings. So let's say we had the campus plan, and then each room had a different file name. We could have the cafeteria, we could have the bookstore, we could have the classrooms. And so you can build on the rooms or the drawings that it will draw the attribute data from.
Or you can take a folder. So if you have a complete folder of everything that's inside that room or rooms itself, you can take and grab it all at one time. There's also settings. I imagine it's going to go through settings too.
All right, so I'm just going to go next. And then what it wants me to do is to check off certain things, just like this table. And so apparently it's just finding the attributes that I have. Now, ones that aren't blocks, I'm going to get rid of.
That's just there.
Okay. So I've chosen which blocks I want to extract the data from. And there's some of these other things that are in here. I probably should have checked off display blocks with attributes only. There we go. That would have made it a little easier for me. And then I just have to filter through a couple of these little other items on here. Good, 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 good. So when we go to next, it'll ask me the attribute data. And I'm going to get rid of these things that I don't want. And so I'll get description, finish, manufacturer, product, and size, just like it's shown here. This part I'm not really great at, so you might have to help me out here a little bit, Al. So I'm going to go next, and then it has me build the table.
Mhm.
And so I guess I can hide these columns.
Right.
No, I don't know if it's necessary to do that right now. Do you think we need to do that?
No, you can right click on it and see everything there. So you can show it.
Right.
And then you hide whatever you want, or sort them up and down, decide, or whatever else you like on it. It's up to how you want to do it.
Sounds good. And so then we're going to go next, and it's going to ask us to define that table.
You're gonna do the output for this.
So we're going to insert the table directly into the drawing. This is a slightly older version of it, so the screen looks a little bit different. I think that's why that's doing it.
You want to do an Excel spreadsheet also, maybe?
Not today, but you could do that next time we go through it.
That's what the other one is for.
It's just one more thing to break versus if you keep everything in the drawing and it defines it as a table, you're in great shape. But if you get into this thing where you're doing tons of properties with tons of furniture, yeah, you can use Excel data tables. There's where we want. Okay, so here's our standard table. Manually set up the table, enter the title for the table. We'll say Joe's Furniture Totals. And then we'll click next. And then we'll choose finish, and then we'll click an insertion point to locate the table. So we'll say finish. And here's my point. And that's it. Now it's a little off in the scale, so I think I can click in the viewport once it comes back to life, and I can just zoom it down.
That's correct. Or zoom in from the corner.
And I could move it over. It's just a table, so that I can get rid of the other elements of it. And then I can double click outside of it. And now we've created a layout tab, which has extracted all the furniture that I have in the room, and it's counted them all as well. And that brings us to the chapter summary. So I'm going to minimize this, maximize this. And then if there's anything else that I need to cover before I stop the recording, Al, let me know.
No, not as time.
All right, so I'm going to stop the recording for this, and that demonstrates how to take blocks with attributes and to extract the data from them.